break your concentration.
You know who you're talking to, my friend?
What?
All right.
Forget about it.
Welcome to the Drop a Gem on 'em podcast. I'm your host, Lex, the one getting it done. It's about to go down. Say what?
Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you.
Drop a gem on them.
Welcome everybody to episode 3 of Drop a Gem on 'em podcast. I am your host, Lex, the one getting it done, yo Latino extraordinaire. And today on Drop a Gem on 'em, we got a very powerful clip that we're gonna share that we found off of TikTok. And here on Drop a Gem on 'em, we like to talk about knowledge, about growth, about inspiration and motivation. And today's video has all of those things and is brought to you by @Hakeem_TV. It's entitled The Best Strategy Ever. It's off of TikTok. And it has my boy Dame Dash in it. Now, Dame Dash is an entrepreneur, record executive, music manager. He was known as a co-founder of Rockefeller Records, Rockaware, CEO of Dame Dash Studios that brought us such classics such as Paid in Full. Now, say what you will about Dame Dash. Some people might say he's arrogant or he has a temper, but what I see in Dame Dash a lot is he's very confident in himself and his abilities, and he's known to go up to bat for any of his artists. He's the person that gets things done at the end of the day. So I've always admired his work ethic. I've always admired the things that he does, how he looks at things in a different light. In today's video, we're gonna break that down. Now, before I begin, I just wanna make it clear to the audience out there that this is just my opinion. This is how I interpret this video. Maybe you might have a whole different interpretation about it. Maybe you saw it in a whole different light, and that's okay. We can agree to disagree on some matters. I would love to hear your comments. I'm gonna be posting this on YouTube very soon, so you can like, subscribe, add your 2 cents of what you thought this video meant for you. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
The best strategy ever.
You know, I always tell you that I do things in dimensions. So first I have to visualize the perfect dream. In the perfect dream, because it's a dream, nothing's wrong. It's perfect. And if there's somebody around me telling me that's something that's gonna distract me from my perfect dream, they gotta get away from me. I don't wanna hear any doubt in this dimension.
So that's Dame Dash, where he talks about dimensions. Now, he looks at it a lot different. I mean, I never looked at it as dimensions. I always looked at things like steps or different levels to it, but he calls them dimensions. And he's talking about the perfect dream. You know, he visualizes it. It's in his head. He knows what he wants. He knows what it feels like, this perfect vision, this perfect dream. You know, come think about it. Like, what's your perfect dream? Is it a beautiful family, beautiful kids, beautiful spouse, big house, nice cars, white picket fence? Is it maybe becoming something that you dreamed of as a child? Like, for example, a lawyer, a doctor, a firefighter, a policeman, something like that, a perfect dream. Or is it to be powerful, or to be successful, to be loved by all? I mean, everybody's dream is different, and it's perfect in his mind. He visualized it. And what he said, he doesn't want any doubt. He doesn't want a negative Nancy, somebody to come in there and throw a monkey wrench in his plans. Because honestly, have you ever been around a negative person? They can talk you out of anything just with their negativity, just by their disbelief. Like, you know you want it, you can feel it in your heart. And you have somebody saying, no, you can't do it because of that. No, you can't do it because of that or the other. And that can really discourage you. So it's a powerful message. That's the very first dimension. So let's see what else he has to talk about.
The next dimension, I put it on paper. It's a second dimension. So I have to be able to think it so I can write it. And then I make it happen, which is another dimension. And then I make it happen in the metaverse now, which is another dimension. But it all starts from this clear visual of winning.
When he talked about the second, third, and fourth dimension. The second being, put it on paper. Now, I'm a strong believer of this. I've done this in the past. Whether it's a small idea or a big idea, write it down. Because the truth is, life happens and we forget things all the time. And then later on, we're like, man, what was that thing I was thinking about? And sit there for it. It's gone. So write it down. Sometimes I'll even pull out my iPhone and I'll send myself a text message, or I'll send myself an email if it's a little long. But something just to remind you, because again, we forget all the time, so it's always good to have something to revisit that idea later on. And then he talks about Dimension 3, make it happen. Now, a lot of people talk the talk. A lot of people say they're gonna do this. A lot of people say they're gonna do that. There's not that many people that can actually say, I made it happen. You have to put that dedication, you have to have focus, you have to have discipline in order to make whatever dream happen. So I'm just gonna talk about, earlier I talked about, for example, if your dream was to become a doctor, right? I can't just show up at the hospital one day and say, look, I like working with people. I wanna help people, can I become a doctor? I mean, it doesn't work that way. You have to go to school, you have to learn the do's, you have to learn the don'ts, you have to learn how to become a doctor. So who do I need around me? My moral compass, is it my family, is it my best friends? What kind of research do I need to do? Where do I even get started? All these things, right? Make it happen. Follow the journey, walk the walk, don't just talk the talk. And then he talked about the metaverse. Now, I'm clueless about the metaverse. I kind of had an idea. That's Dame Dash for you though. He's thinking levels and levels ahead. So I kind of had to Google what the metaverse was. And this is kind of a general idea of what it is. So the metaverse is a hypothetical iteration of the internet as a single. It's a network of 3D virtual worlds focused on social connection. So he's already thinking like the next reality, which right now I think Facebook is trying to get into the metaverse and all that stuff. But it's about social connection, and it's about you connecting to other people on a virtual plateau. So he's thinking way different. That's shouts out to Dame Dash. And all those things, it comes from a clear visual of winning. Like he's already seen the finish line. He's already imagining what it's like, what it feels like, what it looks like to be there at the end, to accomplish that vision. And that's very important. Sometimes we gotta work backwards. Sometimes we gotta see the finished product. So anyways, that was my breakdown for the first half. We'll be right back after these commercials and we'll continue to play the video. Stick around, y'all. Chicago, are you just like me? I was looking for a new, cold, flavorful adult beverage? Well, look no further. I got just the place for you. Your Happy Place Liquors has the best in local craft beers, ready-to-drink cocktails, whiskeys, and bourbons. For my wine drinkers, check out Your Happy Place Liquors Wine Club. Get hand-selected wines featuring their favorites. You can also order online at yourhappyplacechicago.com. 2501 North Milwaukee Avenue in Chicago's Logan Square. Drink responsibly. Have you been accused of a crime and need an expert in criminal law? Rodriguez Legal Group, LLC got you. Have you been injured in an accident and are not getting compensation for your pain and suffering? Rodriguez Legal Group, LLC got you. If you need legal representation, Rodriguez Legal Group, LLC has been protecting your rights since 2006. Located in the West Loop, 954 West Washington Boulevard. Visit them at rlegalgroup.com or call them at 312-243-6200. Si habla español. You back in tune with Lex the One, getting it done.
Drop a gem on him.
Alright, welcome back everybody. So before we went on commercial break, we were talking about Dame Dash, about his perfect dream, and how he breaks everything down into dimensions. He writes it down on paper, he makes it happen, and at the end, it's all about visualizing the win. He sees the win. And I'm a strong believer in this, and I've said this in my previous podcast, that sometimes when you speak something into the universe enough times, it will happen. But it's just more than speaking it though. There's other steps. Again, he gave us those dimensions. So let's see what else he has to say.
So if someone's always losing, or it's probably because they're always visualizing losing. I don't understand losing. I understand fighting till I'm winning. It just means it's a longer fight. It's not like it's a game where it's like you got a certain amount of minutes and then it's over. It's over when I win. It's not over till I win. Everything else just is training for me. But I can't see a loss.
So how we started out this video, someone is always losing. So remember he said he always visualizes the win. This really reminds me of like a yin and yang, right? Everything has an up, everything has a down, everything has a balance. So if somebody's winning, somebody's got to lose. So why does that have to be you? Why do you have to be the one that loses, right? A lot of times things get very difficult, things get very complicated, and in their mind they already lost because they know of how much work they have to put in. Like, what do you mean I have to go to school for 10 years to become something I want to be? That's just too much. So they're already throwing in the towel. They might start the process, but they're not the type that is built to finish it. So someone's always winning, someone's always losing. So again, why does that have to be you? Why can't you be the winner? Remember, this is your perfect dream. This is your dream. Anything can happen as long as you put in the work. So the definition of perfect, check this out, is having all the required or desirable elements, qualities, or characteristics as good as it is possible to be. And the definition of dream is a cherished aspiration, ambition, or ideal. So you put those two words together and now you have a better picture of what perfect dream means. Something that Dame Dash said is he fights until he wins. He's fighting until I'm winning. And I look at this analogy like, for example, a boxer. Imagine you're an amateur boxer. You step in the ring for the first time with somebody who might have a little bit more experience. That first fight's gonna be a tough one because he probably has the discipline. He knows what punches to throw. He knows how to move around the ring, and you're still trying to figure all this out. So he fights until he wins. So he knows if he keeps getting hit with this one punch, it's time to learn to duck. It's time to learn to move your head. It's time to learn other techniques. And when he figures that part out, then he throws his punch. And he continues to do this. He continues to learn until he sees that all his fight, everything he's throwing out there is starting to work. He's starting to see it win. And you keep doing it. You keep practicing day after day after day. And eventually you're going to get to be that winner. But it's not overnight. You have to put in the work. This was a very powerful message from Dame Dash, one of my favorites on TikTok, and I'm also going to post it on Instagram in case you don't have a TikTok account, LX1 on Instagram. So normally from here, I would have gone to the Mexican word of the day, give you guys a little humor. I know a few of you guys out there have expressed how much you enjoy that, but today I'm going to go ahead and extend the podcast just a little. I'm going to find one more clip, maybe not as long, and break it down. So we'll be right back after these commercial breaks. Stay tuned. Drop a gem on a podcast. Ever wanted to pursue your passion for radio and TV broadcasting? How about film or video production? Be On Air network of media schools is where media and entertainment careers begin. The media schools offer a wide variety of programs specializing in specific elements of media. Programs designed to provide hands-on experience tied to your future career of choice. Visit beonair.com or call 331-215-4762. 331-215-4762. You back in tune with Lex the One, getting it done.
Drop a gem on him.
Welcome back, everybody. So I got this cool video that I swear is very powerful as well. I mean, we can honestly do another 10 minutes on it, but we're gonna do the short version this time. So, but check it out, it's very powerful. And shouts out to @NeverSame3Quotes. I found this video on TikTok, and it is entitled "Setting Your Boundaries." So let's go ahead and check out the video.
The greatest version of you is not the I can do anything version of you. The greatest version of you is the disciplined version of you. The greatest version of you is the version that has parameters. No, I don't do that. I don't drink that. I don't go there with these people. I'm focused. I know what I'm supposed to do, and that ain't it. I have to stay right here. It's the version of you that has parameters.
So I really enjoyed this video. Again, I think it ties in very nicely to what we just heard earlier with the perfect dream and Dame Dash and the way he looks at things in dimensions. This has to do with it as well. When he said the best version of himself was the disciplined version of himself. This is something that does not happen overnight. This is something that you have to work for. It takes years to really get disciplined and to really stay focused into what you want to do. It's very easy to get off track when you have somebody of influence kind of tell you, you don't have to do that today, you could do that tomorrow. Or you have other peers that, you know, make it seem like you have all the time in the world. Or let's just say you meet somebody, you really like the person, you're hanging out with that person often, and you put that dream or whatever you're focused on the back burner. You tell yourself, I'm gonna get to it tomorrow, I have time, oh, it's not due till next week, you know, you put it behind. But you have to be disciplined. There's a lot of times I wake up in the morning and I just don't have the energy to do anything. You know, sometimes I have to force myself to get out of bed, to get in the shower, to get ready, to come out here and learn, get this education on how to do podcasts, get this education on how to do music videos, how to create content for radio shows. Sometimes, you know, it's hard. You have life is an anchor sometimes, and it drags you down sometimes, and you have to learn how to pick it up and keep moving forward. So it's that discipline. You just got to tell yourself, I got to do it. You just got to start off putting the right foot forward, and then the left one will follow. If you just continue with that rhythm, continue with that pattern, it can happen. And I used to be that person that I could do anything, right? I had that confidence in myself, and the older I got, it's like, you know, I could do anything, but why didn't I do anything about it? You know, it's like, oh, I'll get to it later. Again, it goes back to time. It goes back to discipline. So I really enjoy this. I hope this helps you throughout your journey that we call life. And I hope that you can check out this, drop a gem on them, and share it with all your friends, all your family. Hopefully they get a little motivation out of this as well. And I am LX the One, getting it done, your Latino extraordinaire. This is my conclusion. Thank you for joining us.
Drop a gem on 'em.